This is Bruce Buffer, and this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for the MMA-Holes!
Mixed martial a-holes. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes. You like to be a mixed martial a-hole. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
No way.
From the Queen Studios of New York, UFC Moscow recap. UFC Blackwoods versus Jockaway Fight Week. Nick Diaz versus Masvidal. The Rock's gonna fight Nate. Oh man, let's talk about it with the MMA. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. All right, Jesse, how are you tonight?
Wonderful, Monster. How are you?
Wonderful.
I am wonderful. It's good to be here. It's good to be alive at episode 101. 101 on a Monday night. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans, no matter where you live, all around the world. If you have served for your country, thank you. Would you like to add on to that, Jesse?
No.
So shout out to JBH's family. My pop served. My uncle served. A lot of people served all over the world. And shout out to you peeps for keeping everyone safe and secure. And
Wonderful.
we got to get to our vet friends, or sometimes we'll get messages from people from all over the world serving. We need to get people in their fatigues. Is that what it's called, fatigues?
BDUs. It's called different things.
It's not called fatigues anymore?
Well,
when I was a kid, it was called fatigues.
okay.
No more.
It's different things, different names for, yeah.
All right, well, those camouflage outfits that you guys wear, they're beautiful. They're wonderful. It'd be great to have like a machine gun wrapped around your waist and just drop in the wonderful fingers. Do it for me and your country. What do you think, Jesse?
Then they wouldn't be veterans. They'd be active military, right?
Yeah.
So you want the active military to take a picture.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That'd be cool. Or the veterans could do that too. They could throw their old clothes on. And do you get to take the clothes home?
Yeah, my dad has some old uniforms.
Can you take the helmet home? I would want the helmet.
Yes, he has a helmet.
So that's what I would want. I would want the helmet. I would get in my car, put the helmet on, and this way, if anyone fucks with you on the road, you just look at them with that helmet on, and you're like, you don't fucking see this thing? I'm badass.
Yeah.
Right? Wouldn't you wear the helmet all the time? Church? No? The drive-through?
No.
Maybe get a discount, you know?
Uh-huh.
Free Big Mac? No? I would wear the helmet.
Wonderful.
So shout out to you people. You are all wonderful. And here's our thumbnail. It's got Nick Diaz. It's got Masvidal. It's got The Rock peeking in there, all creepy and shite. And there are talks about having the older brother defend the honor of the younger brother, with Jorge Masvidal and his whole thing. Mm-hmm. And it pretty much all started with the Ariel Helwani interview today.
Yeah.
Jesse, I made you sit through this interview a little bit, and what were your thoughts?
It was I gotta say, I would agree with you that he is harder to make out than his younger brother. And I was watching the chat as well, and a lot of people were saying this is sad, and they were speculating, is it drugs, is it alcohol, is it CTE, is it this, is it that? I gotta be quite honest, I think the guy's just been hit in the head one too many times. That speech impediment is a result of brain damage, and the guy smokes like there's no tomorrow. So, you gotta cut him a little slack when it comes to the speech part. But other than that, there were some parts I could understand, and I was shocked by how envious Nick seemed of Nate's opportunity with the BMF belt. That threw me off a little bit.
It's really funny. Now, let me know what the ones in our live chat right over here, if you saw this interview. And if you didn't, I'd advise you watch it because it's interesting. It's funny that we're talking about this, though. This is the power of the Diaz brothers, though. Like, we had an event that happened this weekend, UFC Moscow. Okay, and we will get to that. That went down, and Zabit looked fantastic. You know, you can say what you want about the cardio. I threw things out there about the cardio, and I will talk about that. And Volkov doing his thing. Greg Hardy looked pretty good. This happened this weekend. You had Logan Paul versus KSI, which was a complete shit show. But here we are talking about this. Ariel Helwani's show did not have one fighter on there that I've seen from that card that happened this weekend.
Yes.
So UFC Moscow, no one gives a fuck about. We want to talk about Nick Diaz, apparently.
I don't blame him.
Yeah? More interesting?
It is far more interesting to me. Listen, the card this weekend was great. In my opinion, I thought we saw some pretty awesome fights, regardless of name value. But I'd much rather talk about Nick Diaz and what's going to happen with him and Nate and see what's going to happen there. 100%.
All right. So
I think they're always more interesting to talk about, though.
Back at it then. So Nick Diaz on Ariel Helwani. Him and his brother have a very similar style of speaking, like Jesse said, but Nick might be worse off. And the first thing that comes to mind, and I saw it in the chat, everyone was saying the exact same thing. They were just dropping the CTE. A lot of people were trolling. And by the way, if Nick Diaz read that Ariel Helwani chat, he probably would have fought the entire, 9, 10, I don't know how many thousands of people that were watching. Maybe 20,000 people were watching. He probably would have went in there and wanted to fight each and every one of them because they were going hard. Everyone wanted to hear Nick Diaz talk. Yeah. And then as soon as he started opening his mouth, it basically was this. Ariel asked a question. Nick Diaz did not answer the question, but he answered some mysterious question that he thought he heard for about 15 straight minutes. Like, just kept going. The rambling, the million different directions. It was amazing watching Nick Diaz's brain work. And, like, he's always been like this, but it seems like it's worse than ever now. And the one thing that Jesse said I would like to discuss right now, it did seem like Nick Diaz was envious of the popularity that his little brother is getting. He kept on bringing up this little brother thing, and there was parts where you could see that he was, very protective of his little brother.
Yeah, he even mentioned it. He even mentioned that he was protective of Nate. You know what it was too? Was, like, I know you call your younger sibling like my baby sibling or my kid. Like, I call my sister my kid sister. But you don't say it over and over again. And I felt like by Nick saying my baby brother over and over again, it was almost like him reasserting his position as the superior one compared to Nate. It kind of weirded me out a little bit, There's
a weird dynamic between the two. Nate Diaz is very respectful of Nick. He's always saying the Nick Diaz army. Some were saying that he would have wrapped the belt around Nick's waist if he would have won that BMF belt, because Nick kept on saying that's his belt, that's his belt. Nate is very respectful, and you got to love that. There's something there that's like, wow, it's kind of cool, this brotherly love. But listening to Nick talk, and let me tell you this, as much as in my head I'm doing my Nick Diaz impersonation, because that's a whole life of its own, I was listening to Nick very intently. I was trying to pull out information from what he was saying there, and he was clearly agitated by the fact that Nate Diaz is getting this publicity. He was clearly also wanting to beat the fuck out of Masvidal because he wants to defend his little brother. But by constantly saying that's my little brother and constantly kind of pushing him back down, it was kind of like he's the top dog. That's how this is going to go. No matter how popular Nate gets, Nick is your top dog. So here we stand. Ariel puts the question out there. Well, will you fight Jorge Masvidal? He dipped and ducked and dodged, but he kept on saying my little brother got kicked in the face over and over. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I really didn't know what you meant, but I was listening in between the mumbling, and I kind of pulled some things out, and I did know what you meant. So you do want to go in there and fight Masvidal. I know he was saying, no, he's not fighting anymore, but he did pretty much make it clear that he will fight Masvidal whether it's in a cage or outside of a cage. Right? He doesn't care where it is. He would defend his brother. He doesn't hate Jorge. He respects Jorge's game, which were the words that pretty much came out of his mouth, but at the same time, he wants to defend his little brother. So that leaves us here. Jorge Masvidal, who is 34 years old, 3-fight winning streak, kind of in limbo because he could wait around for the champ fight with Covington and Usman, which we don't know. Whoever wins that fight, we don't know how quickly they're going to get back in there and defend that belt.
Yep.
Okay? And Jorge's still jumping that line if he gets the winner. You have a Nick Diaz that if he's really serious, if he's semi-healthy, this 36-year-old who hasn't fought since what year is it? 2000, it was Anderson Silva. That was the no contest. It was 2015. January 31st of 2015. And before that, it was 2013 and 12, and you had all the issues with Nick. I mean, you can put that fight together. The only reason why I say you can't put that fight together is it feels like the man has brain damage. Like, I really do feel it. People are saying, well, he's fucked up, he's smoking. Yeah, he smokes pot. But I've heard him in every interview. Every time I hear Nick Diaz, he sounds like he's fucked in the head.
There's no question that there's something, off now. You notice that if for those of you who watched the interview, and I saw someone mention it in the chat as well, and I picked up on this. When Ariel was asking a question, and Ariel sometimes talks with his hands, and he talked with his hands, and he was asking a question kind of, but I guess Diaz thought he was going in for a fist bump and tries to fist bump. It was just such an awkward situation. Yeah. Ariel was like, all right. Ariel
was also threatened in this situation because there was a couple of times Ariel said something and Nick kind of adjusted himself in the seat and Ariel kind of pushed back like, whoa, I'm, no, this is not a fight, I don't think Nick was going to fucking attack him on the spot. But Ariel looked so uncomfortable in that situation. So did Nick. I mean, Nick looked very out of his element. It was such...
Maybe he was anxious.
Nick?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, listen, it can't all just be, brain damage and marijuana or whatever. There's anxiety involved as well, especially when you're going on air or when you haven't been heard from in a while and you haven't had an interview in a while. And everybody's looking to hear from you. Mm-hmm. Perhaps he's anxious being on camera in front of not only Ariel Helwani, but however many thousands of people watching Ariel.
Yeah, I believe that. I think that is correct. I think you're hit the nail on the head. I think him and his brother
because he even mentioned in the interview, he said that coming in, he was concerned about how he was going to portray himself and what he was going to say and what he was going to acknowledge and is he going to be like, a thug coming in or something like that. So it's clear that he was thinking about how he was going to come across to the audience.
5 years ago was the last time Ariel interviewed Nick Diaz. And here was this big moment. And it was such a circus of a moment. And listen, go check him out on the Ariel Helwani show on ESPN's channel on YouTube if you haven't seen it. I didn't watch the ending of it because it got to the point where it's like he's starting to lose me here. But I pulled out all the details that we can speak about on air here, and maybe I'll go back and watch the ending. We got True Grit.
Nick Diaz doesn't talk any differently than he did a decade ago. Speech impediment plus social anxiety makes him look like a mess.
Yeah.
Funny enough, when he's actually angry, like in a radio interview about the Joe Riggs-Josito fight, he's coherent.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You make a good point there. Yeah, he's been like this for a while. This interview, and maybe the social anxiety was through the roof. Maybe that's what it was. It's possible. But how could you not discredit the fact that maybe the guy has some brain damage?
Listen, it's possible for any fighter. You can't dismiss that.
Over 30 fights in the octagon. I mean, not in a cage.
Yeah, you could be right, for sure. I just don't know if that's the only thing that plays a part, And like True Grit said, he's talked like this, for a long time. This isn't like something new. Even his brother talks like this.
But wasn't he a hell of a lot more understandable when he was young? I mean, I remember when he was when he fought Diego Sanchez, I could understand what he was fucking saying. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was mumbling and shit. But now it's like, it's to another level. Mm-hmm. Now he could be extraordinarily high. He could have brain damage. He could be anxious. I don't know. It could be a million different things. But with all that being said, and if he is indeed healthy, I would like to see him fight Jorge Masvidal. I think this fight makes total sense if Nick Diaz really wants to defend his brother's honor. His little brother. His brother that got kicked in the face. His brother that got baptized. I truly believe that this fight is a fantastic fight. Now, yes, he hasn't fought in a while, and when he fought Anderson Silva, he looked like complete shit, let's be honest. Mm-hmm. He lost that fight, and it was a no contest because of the steroids. And the two fights prior were George St. Pierre and Carlos Condit. 2013, 2012. So, I mean, it's not like his last 3 fights he lost to fucking scrubs.
Yeah.
He still is only 36 years old. Had plenty of rest. I'm sure he's been training, not, training camp ready, but I'm sure that he could pull himself together for a fight against Jorge Masvidal.
Mm-hmm.
And I would be riveted. Absolutely riveted to that fight. Jess, would you like to see a fight like that?
I would. As far as, of course I would 100% like to see it. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. But yeah, 100% I would like to see it.
What? Now, let me ask you a question. Why do you think this fight won't happen?
I think, you know what this interview kind of reminded me of? It was almost like a going away interview. Like his final farewell, it almost felt like. Because even though he was like talking shit and it seemed like he was ready to kind of get back in the game, there was something off about it. There was something missing about it. And I can't really pinpoint what it was, but it just felt to me like this was like his final goodbye without saying goodbye. And not getting back in the game.
Let me ask you this question. Have we had this moment before with Nick Diaz? We have. This man was going to walk away from the game a million times. A million times. Now, this is a long break.
Okay.
He's gone through some shit. He says everyone is on steroids. He's basically the first person to really say that. And Nate has been the one that really is taking credit for it. But it's really Nick. Nick has spoken those words into Nate's ears, and Nate just regurgitated it. I feel like we've seen this song and dance before. And I see some people in the chat.
How many times do you have to see it before it's actually it?
He is 36 years old. I feel he's had a lot of time out of the game, and it's going to take some serious training to get himself back into something like this. But where it stands with Jorge Masvidal, I honestly believe that Jorge Masvidal shouldn't fight the winner of the championship fight at UFC 245. I believe Jorge should fight the person that loses that fight. That's what I think. I think that makes more sense. I feel Colby Covington will lose his fight, and then you can piece together the Masvidal versus Covington fight. I think that makes more sense. And then if he wins that fight, boom, let's go.
Yeah.
Because if you look at this BMF thing, he knocked out Askren, and Darren Till, I guess Darren Till is the more impressive fight out of them all. The Nate Diaz was stopped because of cut. He looked great against Nate, but Nate's another one. I mean, he came back off a long layoff. He looked good against Pettis, but is Nate Diaz the top dog? Is he a guy that, all right, let's beat Nate Diaz and now you should get a belt? No, that's not how it works. I mean, this day and age it is.
He's a tough competitor.
He is. He's a BMF, right? But I feel Jorge Masvidal is his prize fighter. At this state of the game, take the prize fights.
Yeah.
Take the big money fights. You don't need no stinking fucking championship belt. You need the money. And if you want to get the money, Nick Diaz is the fight. Defending his little brother, that's the fucking fight right there. And now there is going to be shit talk. Mm-hmm. Because Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal was a complete love fest all the way up to the fucking fight. And then when we saw the fight, it was good. He had some flipping off, some back and forth going. I think Nick Diaz will have a little chip on his shoulder and kind of go at Masvidal a little bit. Maybe we'll get a little juice. I like it. So you're saying no?
No, I think if anyone really deserves Masvidal, it should be Nate. Again, I mean, that was an early, it was a doctor stoppage. The fight ended early, and it just doesn't make sense for Nick to come in and try and steal the limelight of his younger brother. Nate rightfully earned this position. He deserves the rematch. It just doesn't make any sense to me to have the older brother come in and save the day.
Wait, you think Nate Diaz earns a rematch?
Yeah, I think if anyone's gonna, either of the Diazes are gonna fight Masvidal, I would say Nate.
I don't think he does. I would like to see it, but I don't think he does. True Grit.
It would be embarrassing to Nate if Nick fights Masvidal.
Exactly.
I'm gonna get my big brother after you.
Exactly.
You know what?
It's weird. Like.
Okay, and I appreciate that donation, but let me say this. Okay, let me say this. It's embarrassing for Nick to step in there, but you know what else is embarrassing? That Nate Diaz is running around at these press conferences and saying Nick Diaz Army. Nick Diaz this. Sucking off his. He's sucking off his older brother.
Why do you think he's doing that?
And if Nick says Nate, I'm gonna fight him. Nate's gonna say okay. You don't think it's embarrassing going on the Ariel Helwani show and say my younger brother, my baby brother got kicked in the face. My baby brother lost that fight. My baby brother got beat up. My baby brother got baptized. You don't think that's embarrassing to Nate?
100% it is.
I felt bad for Nate listening to Nick talk.
Yeah. If I was Nate, I would probably I'd lay into him the moment that interview was done. 100%.
Okay.
Because
So you're saying, okay, go ahead. Keep
No,
going.
I just feel it taints his image. It taints Nate's image as a professional fighter. It's just like True Grit said, it's like having your bigger brother, stick up for you.
Okay, super chat. Harvey Weinstein.
Disagree. Jorge unifying two belts is the Japanese yen fight.
Okay, and there's Harvey Weinstein. Guys and gals, though, this BMF belt, there's no unification. That shit's it's a
supposed
fake
to be
belt.
And it's a one-off anyways.
Guys, The Rock came in there and wrapped it around Jorge's waist. This is not unification.
Yeah.
That is a fake belt. That was a lot of fun to watch. The lead up was fun. I don't believe in the whole belt thing. I love the fight. The fight was great. But there's no that was a money grab. PBR.
Hi, Most High Jess, and hello to all the wonderful holes out there.
Hello,
Hope all the
PBR.
vets had a great Veterans Day. Waving.
What's up, PBR?
Shout out to the PBR and all the vets. They are all wonderful.
Wonderful.
Hopefully, you had a wonderful day. So, with 5 minutes left in the show, we have saved the show, and this is a show that I feel like we can take some great calls. So, save up those donations. With 5 minutes left, when you donate, we're going to extend it that much longer. So, $20, 20 minutes, $5, 5 minutes, $10, 10 more minutes.
Super chat.
We got presents coming in with the 2.
Two tough overrated brothers.
Okay, presents. I agree. I do agree. I think that their mystique is what made them who they are. Now, listen, they are tough. They're fun to watch fight, but they are BMFs. They're not real champions. They're BMFs, those two. That's why I believe that Jorge Masvidal versus Nick Diaz would be fantastic. A fantastic fight. Nick Diaz going around saying he's the real BMF. He's basically saying his brother was never the BMF. He was the real BMF. These are words out of Nick Diaz's mouth. Jorge Masvidal is a prize fighter. This man is not a champion. He is not going to beat Usman, and he's not going to beat Covington. The UFC is smart. They're going to put him in the right direction. They're going to put him in the direction where he can keep that fucking trajectory up high and make the money for the UFC and himself. That's my fucking opinion. Just
I can't say you're wrong. I mean, there's a lot that you said that I 100% agree with. It's interesting to me that you think that he's nothing more than a prize fighter, though. Like that.
he's a prize fighter.
That he won't be a champion. Because to be quite honest, I could actually see him, falling in the position of being a contender for that belt.
Yeah, if Colby Covington and Kamaru Usman are not on the roster, yes, I agree with you.
I even think with at least Covington, I think.
Listen.
But he trains with Covington too, so I think it's a little bit different there. I don't know. I think that's the only part that I'm kind of like, maybe I disagree a little. Everything else, I think you're right on the money.
I saw him with my own eyes, and this was a couple years back. I saw Covington ragdoll Masvidal. I saw Damian Maia just nullify Masvidal with the grappling. Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington, look what they did to Masvidal. Maia. What do you think they're going to do to Masvidal? Guys, gals, I know it's a 4-ounce gloves. I know he's going up in this direction, but we have to be real for a moment here. And the UFC knows this too. So that's what I'm thinking here. Now, if this Nick Diaz thing is out of the question and nothing else lines up, they will throw Masvidal in that direction. But I think it makes more sense to try to pull Nick out a little bit because you got the championship fights and defenses.
So
now
you
you have this
think-
bad motherfucker shit. You got a whole bunch of shit going on.
So you think 100% Nick Diaz is coming back?
I don't think 100%. No, I'm not saying
It
that.
sounds like you are
I want
very
that.
sure Diaz.
No. Don't put words in my mouth. I want Nick Diaz to come back, and I want him to fight. The only fight I want for Nick Diaz is Jorge Masvidal. The only fight for
And then
Jorge
what
Masvidal
happens?
is Nick Diaz. One fight at a time.
super
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Harvey,
Nick Diaz hasn't won a fight in 7 to 8 years.
it's true.
Unworthy.
Okay. Now, Jorge Masvidal beat 3 guys in a row. He beat Ben Askren, who is clearly overrated. The guy's good, but he's clearly overrated. You have Darren Till at 170 was exposed, and now he goes up, looks okay, but is he really that fucking good? And then we have Nate Diaz, who is a guy that's barely even active, right? And they just threw this fight together because he's a bad motherfucker. Same shit with Nick Diaz. Not active at all. Way more not active. But Nick Diaz will go in there and make it very difficult for Jorge. I'm not saying that Nick will win this fight. This is not what I'm trying to say here. But if Nick wants to defend his brother and make a big payday and open up these gyms that he's talking about, it makes total sense. Now, Masvidal could be a complete layup in this fight. People thought Masvidal was a layup against Nate. But Jorge Masvidal is not this fucking superstar champion. He's just a superstar. That's what he is right now. He's a rock star. That's what he is right now. And the UFC is they're smart. They're going to do the right thing to put him in the right place. If Nick says no, then you have to look at your other options. And then you might see him going for the belt and all that stuff. So this is what I'm saying over here. Let's see what the chat says. Let's see what the people have to say.
Let's see. JBH is right, says T-Bird. Magnum says Nick is faster and has more pop in his punches. Flat Earth says 2 joints with fist pump. Dr. Nick loses. Sorry, guys. I like the Diaz bros, but they're both not winning against Gamebred. Boss Kogar says, yeah, Nick's done, bro. Bagel Dick says, if Connie McFaggot won the belt, you would be calling him champ and nibbling on his ball sack, talking about his historical significance.
But here's the thing. You're the one that brought him up, so his balls are firmly in your mouth. I haven't said a word about him.
Darren Nelson says, where are you, beer fat? GoPro Joe says Nick Diaz doesn't know what year it is. He thinks Obama is still president. Exit Opresto says, right on the money, Moss. Nick's selling weed. Moss has 2 joints. Christopher says, I heard UFC 244 did around 150 people or pay-per-view buys. Devin Jackson says Usman will stay champ. Sanjog says, don't argue with your girlfriend. Oh, no. This is just two different opinions. Lewis Hansen says Jorge is calling the shots. He gets the title if he wants it. Can you donate me $5 so the train wreck ends?
All right. So the people are on fire. Welcome 420 to, ironically, 420 are watching right now.
Wonderful.
For the 420, we got 66 likes. Let's beat it up with the 50. All right, Jesse. Monday night on fire. The people want to be heard, and I want to beat up the ceiling. Let's go.
I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. I've got 50 likes.
Yes.
You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. I've got
Beat
50
it up.
likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. The dislikes can choke on a dick.
Yeah, baby. Everyone beating up the ceiling on a Monday night is wonderful.
Wonderful.
And hanging with the boys is everybody. All right, so we got a lot of things to get to tonight. Jesse, man, so many directions. Maybe we should just start off with the news over here. I want to dabble back into the Nick versus Jorge discussion. I feel that's a conversation for a phone line. So with 5 minutes left in the show, we'll see. We'll see if we get an extension. It's all up to the people. Will you be a hero? All right, let's get into the news, Jesse.
All right.
Wonderful.
So the first thing on the agenda, Moss, was UFC Moscow over the weekend. Zabit got the W in Moscow, but it feels like we were robbed of what could have been a phenomenal 5-round fight, according to a lot of MMA fans, actually. 2 of MMA's biggest prospects just clashed in Moscow during this evening's last weekend or over the weekend UFC main event of Zabit Magomedsharipov versus Calvin Kattar, and both proved they were so highly touted.
And no one is talking about it. It's pretty amazing. We're talking about Nick Diaz.
Magomedsharipov versus Kattar was originally meant to take place last month on UFC Boston card, headlined by Chris Weidman and Dominick Reyes, but Zabit was forced out of the bout for some undisclosed reason. He mentioned a staph infection in his post-fight interview, which we assume is that undisclosed reason, and it was moved from one fighter's backyard to another. So, for those of you saying that Zabit had staph infection during the fight this weekend, he did not.
Oh, hold on a second, Jesse.
I'm breaking news.
So let me get this straight.
Zabit had staph infection during the UFC Boston card, which is why he had to pull out and was not able to fight on that card.
Mm-hmm.
He was healthy for this card this weekend, and he fought Calvin Kattar healthy. No staph infection.
So let me get this straight. So all those people that were trolling me saying
that he had staph, not true. He had staph for UFC Boston.
Hold on a second. Let me put this on myself. Hi. Where are you now? Where are you now? Kevin Lee took a 5-round fight against Tony Ferguson with staph. Zabit didn't have staff. So does that mean that Mr. Zabit has bad cardio, which I've been saying?
Well, let me talk about it.
Let's find out. I'm curious. I'm curious. Jessica,
Don't worry.
please.
All right. Unfortunately, it wasn't a main event when it was originally booked, so Zabit wouldn't agree to change the length of the fight from 3 to 5 rounds, and it felt like we were robbed of what could have been a really classic fight now in hindsight. Zabit won the first 2 rounds pretty clear. It wasn't super dominant or anything, but I think it'd be fair to call it the fight that bookmakers thought it would be through too. I think that we think Cater and his corner knew they needed to finish coming into the 3rd and final round, though, because he came out there like a bat out of hell. It was just absolute unrelenting pressure, and more pressure from the striker, to which Zabit really didn't have many answers. He was getting clipped hard, and the entire momentum of the fight appeared to be shifting. By the end of that round, Magomed Sharipov scored a takedown, but was practically holding on for dear life while Cater lit him up with elbows and strikes from his back. It ruled, and both fighters would have had the opportunity to dig deep and really show who wanted it more had we seen even 5 more minutes of this one, but unfortunately we didn't. Maybe someday down the road their paths will cross again. Calvin and Zabit's championship rounds now join the likes of $20 Chef versus Twitter Troll Round 2 in the Combat Sports What Could Have Been Hall of Fame.
Now let me say this. Zabit looked pretty good. 1 and 2, he looked pretty damn good.
Yes.
I mean, the guy was striking well. He was coming at you from all different angles, and something that we've seen before from this guy. I mean, he's impressive. I'm not going to say he's not impressive. The guy does have some legit skills. At 6'1", fighting at featherweight, he's going to be a problem. Okay? Now, taking this fight, and I don't think we've ever seen a fight that's been a 3-round main event in his home country. Credit to his management team for pulling this together. And who is his manager, Jesse?
Ali Abdelaziz.
Ah, well, there you go. That makes sense. Now, it made it interesting, and good job. Get the win, get the 3-round fight, do what you have to do. But let's be honest here. The cardio has to be fixed, right? It is something that needs to be fixed, and he's got to pull that together very soon. As for Calvin Cater, guy looks good.
Mm-hmm.
The guy looks good. He's no bum. Just go look at this card real quick. I don't want to sit here too long because I know no one wants to talk about this shit. Everyone wants to talk about the Diaz and the Masvidal thing and fucking The Rock. Volkov gets the win over Greg Hardy. And the one thing I take out of this, and we put money on Volkov, I got to say, Greg Hardy looks surprisingly good. Coming in there, saving a fight, look good. So, interesting. He can hang with the big boys. Now we know he can hang. Whether you like him or you hate him, the guy's got something. It looked like there was points where he kind of hurt Volkov, Mm-hmm. But Volkov did enough to win the fight. He deserved to win that fight. And everything else I don't give 2 shits about on this card, so we're going to move on.
All right.
Let's go to the next story, JBH.
All right. Well, The Rock did respond to Nate Diaz's threat in the wake of the UFC 244 comments. Are you ready for this one, Moss?
Yes, please.
Okay, according to MMA Mania, UFC welterweight veteran Nate Diaz didn't like the way Dwayne The Rock Johnson was supporting longtime friend and fellow Floridian Jorge Masvidal after Gamebred captured the BMF title at UFC 244 in New York. In fact, Diaz threatened to whoop his ass in retaliation. But that didn't rattle the former WWE champion because that's exactly the attitude that made him a fan of Diaz to begin with. And besides, he wasn't wrong in his critique considering Johnson's history with Masvidal. Johnson told Ariel Helwani, or The Rock told Ariel Helwani, quote, "I wasn't surprised at Nate's comments because that's the Nate that we all know and love. He is as advertised. Nate, he gets it. He knows that me and Jorge were boys. We're from Miami. We have a lot of deep connections down there. A lot of the fighters we know, a lot of coaches and trainers that we know, a lot of gyms that we've been to down there. So there's a connection. So no, I was totally fine with it. He gets it." The promotion created the BMF title after the previous title fight with Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington was shipped to UFC 245 next month in Las Vegas. That's when Masvidal came up with the idea to have Johnson show up and handle the strapping duties. Johnson has been a staple at local UFC events for many years and is no stranger to backstage bro hugs. In fact, there was a point in his career where Hollywood action star considered an actual transition to combat sports, then realized it was much easier to get rich doing those goofy Fast and the Furious flicks. So.
Okay. So are they going to fight?
No, Diaz was just making some arbitrary threats towards The Rock because, of course, he was frustrated after the result of that fight. And, good on The Rock for being mature and not really taking it too much to heart and sort of understanding that, it was all emotion that went into those words.
Now, if you go over to our Twitter is at the MMA-Holes. And if you're not following us, well, I guess you're a Gaylord.
Gaylord.
We have a tweet that we sent out to The Rock, who is doing a movie about Mark Kerr. And I think this is pretty interesting. A lot of people don't know who Mark Kerr is, and, there's a lot of new people. We're not going to bash you if you're new or old to the world of mixed martial arts because we're the MMA Holes and we love each and every one of you. Mm-hmm. But we reached out to The Rock and we're like, well, if Ariel could reach out on Twitter, so could the MMA Holes. We need to have him on. So if you want to help the Holes have The Rock on, we'll go retweet this post at the MMA Holes. It says, hey, The Rock, you were nice enough to do the Ariel Helwani show, but let's see how nice you really are. Will you grace the MMA Holes with your presence? And it's hashtag Mark Kerr is not a candy ass. And there's Mark Kerr, a picture of him. Fantastic story. And if you don't know his story, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a pretty good movie. Mm-hmm. It's a good documentary out there that you can see about this. But give it a retweet at the MMA Holes and be
wonderful.
Wonderful. Right, Jesse?
Right.
All right, Jesse, we have business to take care of over here. 500 people hanging with the boys. Since you all showed up to this beautiful show tonight,
yes,
we have 104 likes. Let's work out. You ready, kids? Let's get swole on a Monday night. 50 likes. Let's go. Everyone in the chat, join in. Beat the ceiling on a Monday.
I've got 50 likes.
Let's go.
You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got
like away.
MMA-Holes 50 likes.
Yeah.
I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. The dislikes can choke on a dick.
Did Cheston try today, and I had a big thing of ice cream, so
you gotta burn that ice cream off.
I need you to keep liking so I could work out some more. I didn't have enough working out to do. All right, let's hit another story. We'll play a word from our sponsors. We're flying through this show. If you're new to this, this is the MMA Holes. This is JBH. This is Mystic Moss. And those are the MMA Holes inside that chat room, the greatest MMA community in the world. So give us a sub. If you're not subbed, don't be a Gaylord. Be wonderful.
Wonderful.
All right, let's get back into the news. Jesse!
All right. Well, this one's not really much of a story, but in case any of you guys were interested in the payouts for UFC Moscow that occurred over the weekend, actually, if you click the pictures up there, that shows the actual payouts.
Okay.
Zabit Magomedsharipov got paid the most, as expected, at $175,000, 60 to show, 60 win bonus, and a $50,000 fight of the night bonus. Okay. And, of course, his $5,000 fight week incentive pay. Alexander Volkov came in second at $155 for a $75,000 win bonus. Ed Herman at $134 in third place for a $57,000 win bonus. Anthony Rocco Martin, $90,000 $90,000 was the actual amount, $40,000 to show with a $40,000 win bonus. Greg Hardy, $89,000 was paid the most to show at $85,000. Magomed Ankalaev, $82,000. Calvin Kattar, the main event loser at $75,000, still got the $50,000 fight of the night bonus. And then David Zawada at $73,500. He got 10 to show, 10 to win, $50,000 performance of the night, and a $3,500 fight week incentive pay. The rest of them can be found on the MMAHoles.com.
So look at Zabit, huh?
Yes.
$175K for a 3-round main event. Not bad, Ali Abdelaziz. Not too bad. Not too shabby. I would have him manage me. I know he's a piece of shit, but I would have him manage me. I mean, it's pretty good. $175K for a fight night in Moscow. Good stuff. So there is your payouts. I'm always interested in this. And each and every fight recap, I would like to go back and check out these numbers.
Sure.
Do you think anything stands out over here that's like a travesty or someone got overpaid or underpaid?
It was, I shouldn't be shocked about it because Greg Hardy does have the name. He has the athlete's name from the NFL. So it shouldn't surprise me that he was paid the most to show, but for some reason it still does, and I can't understand why. But it is interesting to me that he was paid the absolute most just to show up. It's very interesting to me.
Okay.
Imagine if he won, he would have been paid well over $100,000 that night.
All right. Let's see what the chat has to say about the situation. I see right off the bat, GoPro Joe has something to say.
GoPro Joe says Zabit bought 10 child brides.
Wonderful.
Multiplayer says the Theragun has so much potential under the sheets. Father Deacon says he's a King Ken. T-Bird, who the F is Ed Herman?
Who the fuck is that guy?
How many people? I want to know actually, and I'm not gonna light you on fire. Whoa, shit! Too premature there. How many people know who he is? Anybody?
A lot of people seem to know who he was when I was doing fight briefing.
Okay. I'm just curious. All right. I really am not curious. All right. This is what I want to do right now is I'm fucking hanging with the boys.
Hanging with the boys.
Some sponsors over here. We put some money on BetDSI. We didn't win our parlay, but we look for winning some money this weekend. Some fights coming down your throats. And if you want to place a bet, this is the best way to do it. JBH, let the peoples know. Right now, as I look for the song, here it is. How do you place a bet, Jesse?
Just because you're not in Vegas doesn't mean you can't bet on MMA and UFC. BetDSI offers online wagering and has been paying winners for 20 years. Use the link in the description with promo code MMA-Hole, all one word, and get up to 100% bonus match as well as $25 as a welcome bonus today. BetDSI also offers betting options for everything, including NFL, NCAA football, NBA, NHL, UFC, and all their major sports, politics, reality TV, esports, virtually everything. We play there ourselves and recommend BetDSI if you want to have some exciting fights for any of the sports you are watching. Once again, go to BetDSI with the link in the description below using promo code MMA-Hole, all one word, and get a limited time 100% bonus offer as well as $25 as a welcome bonus to make some extra cash on the sports you know and love. It's only a game until you bet it at BetDSI.
So real quick, if you want to place a bet, we have a link in the description. Promo code MMA-Hole, get double your money. That's simple. Only for the MMA holes. That's the wrong song. Why is it not in right order? The fuck? The producer's fired. Immediately fire this producer. Ah, yes. There it is. Okay.
Do you put your body to the test day in and day out? Do your muscles feel so stressed and fatigued that it hurts just to get out of bed in the morning? Whether you're a rigorous athlete or a hard worker, you want to buy a massage gun that provides the best therapy in the market. Theragun provides an all-in-one massage and recovery tool. Theragun helps you release muscle tension, soreness, and recover faster. Use the link in the description below, theragun.com/holes, and start using a deep muscle massage treatment unlike anything you've ever felt. You get 2 free attachments for a $40 saving. Again, head over to Theragun.com and start feeling better, moving better, and recovering faster with tension and soreness relief.
Makes me feel good. 3 times today. I Theragunned 3 times today. 3 times today. I Theragunned. And it was indeed wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Love that fucking Theragun. Link in the description, 2 attachments. Right in your pocket. Down below. Get yourself a gun. There it is.
All right. Do you own a business, event, or organization and are looking for the most efficient tools for marketing and advertising? Sticker Mule offers easy online ordering with a 4-day turnaround and free online proofs with free shipping. Use the link to Sticker Mule in the description below and get incredible promotional materials such as durable and waterproof vinyl stickers, coasters, magnets, customized tape, labels, bumper stickers, and more. Sticker Mule offers full-color printing at the highest quality that you deserve. Free shipping, free online proofs, fast production, satisfaction guaranteed. We use Sticker Mule for all of our marketing needs, and we've never been happier with the products that we receive. Visit Sticker Mule with the link in the description today.
Yeah, Sticker Mule. Get them stickers. They are wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And last but not least, something I use on a daily, along with a Theragun. It's a good match, actually.
Timeless CBD sees a gap in the industry between quality and affordability. This is a CBD company that strives to make top-notch products at prices people can afford. All of Timeless CBD's products are carefully handmade at their facility. Each and every batch is third-party tested. Visit Timeless CBD with the link in the description and get your hands on only the best CBD products, such as full-spectrum oils, gummies, pain salves, freezes, BCAAs, and more. Use promo code MMA-Hole, all one word, for up to 20% off of your entire order. We use Timeless CBD on a daily, and we haven't felt this good in years. We recommend Timeless CBD to anyone seeking treatment for numerous conditions. Once again, visit Timeless CBD with the link in the description below and use promo code MMA-Hole and get up to 20% off of your entire purchase.
20% off your CBD? And it's real CBD? It's not that BS that you're getting from China? Link in the description. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we spoke about this at the beginning of the show. Nick Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal. I think this should happen. I made my points, my reasoning for this fight to happen. I want to see The Rock come back and strap the belt around the winner of this thing, too. I want to see Nick come back after that long layoff and defend his baby brother for getting kicked in the face. After that interview today with Ariel Helwani, I think there's a chance of this fight happening, and I would be all over it. But the question is, I want to know, does the chat want this fight? Do you want to see Nick Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal? Give me a simple yes or no.
Well, before I get into the chat, I actually want to show you Jorge Masvidal's response to Nick Diaz calling out Masvidal for that BMF.
All right, well, they're making their votes, and we'll get to that story. Let's see what they say.
Yes, Moss, no, 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 yes, yes, no, no. Warnick, no, no, no.
What's the
yes,
same
but not
person?
really. No, 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 no. Yes, yes, please. Meh, pretty irrelevant. Yep, yes, yes, no, no, yes. Can't just say yes or no to that. Nick Diaz Army. Yes, no, yes, no. Hi, no, no, no. Yes. C, no, yes. I don't know if Nick is okay to fight. Yes, yes. Another win for Jorge. Lick my balls, honestly.
Okay.
Soundbite this.
All right. Well, I think we're going to have to make a community poll. You want to throw it up real
Sure.
quick? All right. So JBH is going to put on the community section. We're going to take a poll because it looks like it's kind of split up. I'm seeing yeses. I'm seeing nos. We need to get an accurate vote over here because I really am curious to see what the people think. And if someone saves the show, we'll get the phone lines open and we'll talk to the people as well. But we'll get that poll going over there to see if this fight should happen. And after watching that interview with Ariel Helwani, I'm thinking that it can be in the works. I'm thinking that this is something they could put together. We're going to find out Jorge Masvidal's response as Jessie is putting this thing up, and she's being wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
I made the first comment on George's response is Ray Guns. All right, we'll look for you on Instagram.
What's up?
Okay, so I'm going to go over to the community section. So if you go over to the MMA Holes community section on YouTube, like this over here, right? Look, Felony Charles Bennett, go give him a sub. He's fighting. Oh, BMF, Bare Knuckles this weekend. We had a big Bare Knuckles show. And, look at this. Joe Rogan did Israel Adesanya. I was watching Food Truck Diaries. I'll be watching
Oh, I
that
gotta
later.
watch that.
That'll be good. Adesanya's he's been very good with his interviews. All right, so let's see what we got over here. The community section, and here is the poll. And right off the bat, 8 votes in. Let's go. I'm going to like this because this is our post.
How could you not like our own post, Moss?
Yeah. 62% are saying yes, and 38% are saying no. We're going to keep on checking this tonight as I keep refreshing it and seeing what the people have. We're going to look now. Oh, it's 50-50. So we'll keep an eye on this thing. Get your votes in. And we'll by the end of the show, we'll let you guys know what the verdict is. What do the MMA holes say? That's right. All right, Jess.
Yes?
What are we doing over here? So you're saying we're going over
Yes.
to the response?
So head over to the community section of the website. By the way, if you guys have not signed up for the website, the MMAholes.com, link in the description. You can create your own profile, have your own profile picture, your own banner. You can talk to friends, add friends, delete people, block people, troll people, post on the wall. We have a store there. There's a place where you can apply for jobs. It's an amazing place. It's like a little playground. So head over there.
Now, I got a question. Flat Earth Deacon is saying Jorge deserves better. Now, all right. Why wouldn't this be a better fight? Jorge should win this fight, right? So he's going to make more money in that fight, Nick Diaz, than he would make in a title fight. And he has a better chance of winning. Wouldn't that be better? Like, what if Jorge Masvidal loses against Usman or Covington? What does that do for Jorge? He takes the L and it's back to the drawing board again. So I don't understand how that would be better. Now you're probably assuming, well, Jorge's going to beat everyone. Jorge's great. It is fantastic to see how the MMA world works here, because a guy rattles off 3 wins in a row. They're unbeatable. Jorge Masvidal is beatable. Like, the guy looks great right now. He's fun to watch, and I hope he keeps winning. But the fact that people think he's the Terminator now makes my mind want to explode. Like, it's in...
I like him.
But do you think he's unbeatable?
No, I don't think... I think he's very beatable. But I can understand why people are very high on him right now. And especially against someone like Nick, I could see why people think it might not make the most sense for Jorge. I understand it.
Okay. Does he beat Usman?
I think he has a fighter's chance.
Does he beat him?
Possibly, yes.
If I had a gun to your head right now.
I wouldn't be able to tell you.
You have to.
I'd say shoot me.
Don't be swayed.
No, it's not that. It's just you have to
think
look.
Jorge Masvidal beats Usman?
You have to look stylistically at both fighters, right?
Look at.
And they're stylistically different. So it's tough to, and they're both good. So it's tough to be like, oh, this person's gonna win.
What did Jorge Masvidal do to Damian Maia? I'm doing MMA math. I don't care. But I mean, what did he do to Matt?
Okay, but what I'm saying is, if you had a gun to my head right now, in no way would I be able to tell you who would win that fight.
Man, that is an easy bet. If that line is close, I am putting
MMA
that
is probably
farm.
the most unpredictable sport.
I am putting the farm on Usman. The farm on Usman in that fight. And after seeing Colby Covington ragdoll Masvidal just fucking around at home, I'm putting the farm on Colby Covington too. That is the harder route. I don't care what anyone says. I mean, it's very clear that is the harder route. But JBH, you have a right to your opinion.
Thanks.
All right, let's see what Jorge said.
No, you just got to click the link there and I'll show you here.
All right.
So Nick obviously called out Jorge Masvidal. It's right there. And Masvidal had a response. Technically, his coach posted it, but Masvidal did approve it.
All right. Now, someone in the chat says you sound like a Masvidal hater. I met Masvidal. I was cool with Masvidal. He was nice enough to do an interview. I like him. I am rooting for the guy. I really am. But the fact that I don't think he beats two fighters means I hate him?
Moss, you have to get used to it by now that if you think a fighter's going to lose, you immediately hate that fighter.
Can I ask, what is going on? Because there's not just one of you out there. There is, I mean, unless it's trolling, then it's fine. Then I'm like, all right, they're fucking trolling. I get it. But you can't really think that. Like, if I think a fighter's going to win a fight, why does that automatically make me think I hate the other fighter? Now, if I go out and say, I don't like this fighter, then that makes me saying I hate the fighter.
Moss, you're a hater.
I mean, it is...
Shame on you, Moss, for hating Jorge Masvidal.
What is going on?
You know what? I shun you now. I shun you for hating Jorge Masvidal.
Oh, my God. And that's the best part about this channel over here. We read what you're saying and we try to comprehend it. We try to understand. I'm trying. I'm a man of the people here. I want to understand. I want to troll too, so I get that aspect as well. But whew.
How dare you?
Whew, how dare I say he's going to lose? All right, so here's Jorge looking all sexy with that BMF belt, which I like the belt. The belt looks nice. And here's the video. Now, am I going to get fucking flagged for playing this shit?
Not that I'm aware.
Any ladies want a Subway sub with extra mayo? Hungry face.
No, I don't. Jared Fogle. No. So, I just realized I can't play.
No, so you probably won't because this is a video courtesy of another Instagram account.
Yeah, I can't play it.
So,
this Instagram account is a YouTube channel as well.
Okay.
I just realized I can't play it.
It's got...
Yeah, I can't play it.
You can play it.
Nope, I cannot play it. It will. I am telling you right now, this gentleman has a YouTube account as well, and we will get flagged. Yep.
No, if he decides that he wants the rights over, he can.
I'm not playing that game. You told me not to do it TMZ, and this is
TMZ
legit.
is like a full-on corporation.
Listen, I feel fair use. I feel like I should be able to play this.
Yes.
But you're arguing to someone that's been through this a million times. Why?
All right.
We have 500 people watching.
The response was something along the lines of how he was going to beat the fuck out of the Diaz brothers or some shit like that.
So it's Scarface, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a Scarface cartoon. You go to Malky Kawa, that's his agent, right? If I'm not mistaken. Same guy that does Connor as well. So go to Malky Kawa on Instagram if you want to see it for yourself. It's a Scarface parody saying that he's going to... Now, this video over here makes me believe that they want this. He's going to fuck up the Diaz brothers. I mean, there you go. They're already starting it. They're already getting the wheels turning for this fight over here. Nick Diaz versus Masvidal. Listen, you could run back. You could warp it in a way where you could have Nate get the rematch, like you said before, because you could say, well, there was a stoppage. It was such a shitty stoppage. You could finagle it that way and have another headlining fight, a non-title fight, because that was a non-title fight. Headline Madison Square Garden, right? You can do that again. Now you could do Nick Diaz defending his brother's honor. There are so many things you could do with the Diaz brothers and Jorge that's going to make a shitload of money. And that's what the BMF fight was about, money. So with Jorge putting this thing out, and it was Malky Kawa that put it out, I mean, this just shows me that this is what the two parties want. They want to make some cash. And I hope they do. Because I don't have interest in seeing Jorge lose to Usman or Covington. I want to see this keep going. I want to see people believing in Jorge, thinking he is the son of God. and he is going to baptize the whole UFC roster. I want to see that because it's hysterical. People think he's the greatest thing ever. When I interviewed Jorge, it was right before he lost to Masvidal. No one was talking about Jorge. And then he lost to Masvidal. No one gave a shit about Jorge. But now he's the son of God with 3-fight winning streak. So keep it going. You know, that's what I say. I think it's good business for them. And it's good business for me. Do it for me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm going to do. I just started the Save the Show clock. You pumped?
I'm pumped.
You can be a hero. The chat can be a hero. Every donation within that 5 minutes, we will add that much more time on the show. Will you be a hero? Will you be?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Moss,
Drop a donation.
do you have CTE?
I might. I think this show has given me CTE.
I think you have CTE.
I do. Chris,
No, I genuinely do.
tight.
All the hockey and like all the shit that you've done with your life, all the fights, like I think you do have CTE.
Well, I wasn't that much of a fighter. I got beat up once.
The bar fights?
Yeah, but I only got beat up like a good beating once.
I think you have CTE. I think that's why you are the way you are now.
No, maybe. Maybe. A hockey fight's not really. It's not really a real fight. I mean, I don't think it is, at least. Okay. So the clock is going over there. Who will be hero? Let's squeeze a story, and hopefully someone saves that sexy show, and we can open up the phone lines with 534 watching. Let's see if there's any heroes out there. All right, Jesse. Next story.
All right. Well, according to the Bleacher Report, Nate Diaz has dismissed the retirement rumors following his cryptic Instagram post that everybody seems to be talking about.
Oh, they are all over the place.
Yeah. All right. Nate Diaz won't go quietly into the night. The 34-year-old MMA fighter denied his contemplating retirement to ESPN's Ariel Helwani. Ariel Helwani posted on Twitter, quote, I asked Nate Diaz this evening if he was actually retired given his social media post earlier this week.
Did I say George lost the Masvidal? I probably did. I mean, listen, there's a lot of babbling on here, so I probably did. Go ahead, back to Jesse. Sorry about that.
He replied, who said I was retired? I said, I think people thought it meant you were done with MMA. Now, we all know that he did release that Instagram post saying that he was kind of out. But for those of you guys who were concerned, Nate Diaz is not retiring from the fight game anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all knew that, right? Nate's not going anywhere. Dude's tough. He's a tough dude. Look at that BMF fight. I mean, he was getting destroyed. But he was slowly coming back. That third round, some life for Nate. There was a glimmer of hope for the Diaz. The baby brother of Nick Diaz was hope. But, yeah, I don't think he's going to retire. I doubt that. But he's back. So what do you guys in the chat think?
Yeah,
Will Nate Diaz, who is he going to come back against? That is the question, right? Who is Nate going to come back to?
Who do you think Nate comes back against?
Man, right now I can't throw a name. I think you have to see Conor fight Cowboy Cerrone, and then maybe you throw the trilogy after that, or I don't know. Who knows? Nate's the type of guy that'll sit out for a whole year, 2 years. He don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't really throw a name out there for Nate. Usually I can put something together, but right now I can't throw a name out there for Nate. Let's see what the chat has to say with a minute 50. Wow, Jesse, we might not get saved the show. That'd be insane.
No.
That would be absolute insanity. Oh, here we go. Covington! Wow. Hey, Drunk saving the show with a 5.
I paid for my call, fuck you broke bastard save show.
There you go.
Wonderful,
all right,
wonderful.
Drunk has the show going 5 more minutes. And wow, the clock is winding down. Only a minute and 18 seconds left. And we're only extending the show 5 minutes.
So far.
Oh, man. Is Drunk the only one that has the power to save the show? With a donation, we will go that much longer. $5, 5 minutes, $10, 10 minutes. Drunk dropped the 5.
Wonderful, wonderful.
He is wonderful, wonderful.
Carnoto read Drunk's donation in a Russian accent. Can you do that, Moss?
What was it again? Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up. I played my call.
It's not played. I paid.
Oh, I'm sorry. I paid my call. Fuck you, broke bastard. Save the show. That's the best I could do. 'Cause I'm trying to sound like my barber. My barber's mighty Russian over there. All right, 27 seconds left. Holy shit, Jesse. With 24 seconds. Oh, my God. 5 minutes. Will we get another one with 500 people watching? Will someone be a hero and open up the phone lines? 12 seconds left. Jesse's all excited now. She's like, I get to leave.
No,
8,
what?
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wonderful.
All right, here we go. 5 minutes on the show.
I'd just like to point out that I actually do enjoy being here.
I know, I was joking. No pities tonight. 5 minutes and we're out. All right, so here we go. 5 minutes on the clock. Let's open up those phone lines. Try to get them in quick. Now, I ask you this. When you call, make it as quick as possible. We only have 5 minutes to keep going here. So make it as quick as possible. And then we are outie.
Outie.
All right, read a couple of comments from the chat and I will open the phones.
All right. Kyle says, fuck Connor. If he fights Cowboy, he needs after win. If he fight the highlight, then he would get the winner. Mike Johnson says, take her shirt and you will have 1,000 subscribers in a couple hours. Call in and hang up quick says 2 joins. Evasive Explosion says Diaz are the real gangstas. Lurk Work says, isn't the comeback where you come on someone's back?
Yes, it is.
Wonderful.
GKD says Nick Diaz is a different breed. 2 joins to say hello and slam the phone down.
Pretty much. All right, here we go. The phone lines are open. 516-522-0267. No long-winded calls. Call up really quick. Let us know your thoughts. What do you think about Nick Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal? 500 watching. Thank you for joining us. Let's throw the number up here. Pink. There we go. 516-522-0267. Oh, shit. They all want to get in that 5 minutes. All right, here we go.
832, you're live with the MMA Holes. What's your name and what's on your mind?
Jon Savage, yo.
Hey, what's up, Paul Savage?
What's going on, y'all?
What's going on?
Nothing much. I just wanted to take a really big portion of this 5 minutes. Just be
516-522-0267. Get your calls in.
His call.
Get them in. We only have 3 minutes and 18 seconds on the clock. We want to hear your thoughts about this situation. Nick Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal. Should that fight happen? Should Nate happen again?
210, you're live with the MMA Holes. What's your name and what's on your mind?
Jesse, you're fucking awesome. I'm going to make it super quick. God damn it, Moss, you're a fucking genius. I was thinking the same fucking shit when I saw that interview. Diaz versus Masvidal is the fucking fight to make. I don't understand how people don't get it. They're in the twilight of their careers. They're looking for big money fights. He's defending his little brother's honor. They could cut so many good fucking promos. There's no better fight. You're right on every fucking level. Make it happen now.
Thank you, Jose. Look at that. It's a smart human being right there.
516-522-0267. Call.
I mean, I don't understand. People are like, nah, I don't want to see it. Yes, you do. What are you talking about? You don't want to see that. What do you mean? Holy shit. Ann H, live with the MMA Holes. What's up, Ann?
Hey, yeah, that would be a good fight. I'd watch it.
All right, what do you think about it? You want it?
Fun. Yeah, I want it. That would be fun. They're just fun to watch. They're fun to watch fight. They are. They are. You got to admit it, Nick and Nate. I mean, come on.
All right.
What can I say?
And thank you for the call. 516-522-0267.
Love you,
Rapid round of calls. Do you want Nate or Nick? And if you don't want it, let me know quickly, immediately. We only have 1 minute and 44 seconds left in the show. I want to hear the no's. I mean, listen, it makes sense. People in the chat are like, no, I don't want to see that. Wait. I don't want to see that fight.
I like this rapid version. Here we go.
People are calling like crazy.
215, you're live with the MMA Holes. What's your name and what's on your mind?
Hey, it's Harvey.
What's up, Harvey?
What's up?
Hey, Moss, here, let me try to level with you on this one, all right?
Go for it.
So, Masvidal is ranked number 3, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Did you forget about how Masvidal and Kobe are beefing right now? Old-time friends. What about if Kobe wins? Do you think that would sell?
If Kobe...
Former teammates, former friends, how about that?
Yes, I do think it would sell, but I don't think it... And thank you for the call, Harvey. I don't think it would be the right fight for Masvidal because it's a loss. And he's on his hype train run. It's going to derail with Colby, and that would be it. Yes, I would like to see that fight, though. 516-522-0267. In
Come on,
fact,
drunk.
I would like to see all those fights happen. I would. But we're talking about what is the right fight for Masvidal.
Yeah.
Okay? What is the right fight if Nick Diaz comes back? This is perfect.
Unknown caller, you're live with the MMA Holes. What's your name? What's on your mind?
Yo, it's Untitled.
What's up, drunk?
What's going on?
Not much. People, they're fucking lying, dude. Everybody's gonna fucking pay for that fight. Everybody's gonna watch it. Stop fucking saying all this shit.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't get it. All right, any last words, drunk?
Last words, bitch. You ain't hanging up on me. I paid my $5.
All right.
So, what? You think that was all CTE, or you think Nick was drunk?
And thank you for the call, drunk. Do I think it was all CTE or was he drunk? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Yeah, he could have been stoned. Could have been. I think it was a mix of everything.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do. Guys, should we take one more? Nope. End of the show. Jesse, thank you for. Listen, we got 5:30 watching. Thank you to all the donors tonight. You guys are very generous. We'll be back Wednesday, second channel, not the MMA Holes down below. Maybe we'll be live tomorrow night, but definitely Wednesday night, a 2-hour extravaganza. We'll be here. We'll be live. So if you're not subbed, slap the notification bell. We'll be doing fight reactions. Fighters will be coming on. We'll be coming all over your faces. JBH, say those wonderful, wonderful words.
Don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA hole.
Foot was up on the